Welcome, everyone, to Arlington, Texas, at AT&T Stadium, site of this year's Goodyear Cotton Bowl, part, of course, of the college football playoff. We are through the opening round of this year's playoff, and now the pressure is mounting in the quarterfinals. A matchup between one side that's had time to rest and recover, and another team that's battle-tested, already off one playoff victory. As we'll see the number 5 seed in this playoff, the BYU Cougars, taking on the number 4 seed in the playoff, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Chris Fowler. You're in the booth with Kirk Herbstreit. And here we go, a college football playoff quarterfinal game. Only one team here can keep their championship dreams alive. The kickoff team is out there. Great energy as this playoff game is about to get underway. Returner decides to field it. He's tackled at the 17, so it would have been better to leave it in the end zone for a touchback. The Bulldogs offense trots out there to open this game. Of course, the home of the Cotton Bowl in modern times have become AT&T Stadium, a massive yet somehow intimate setting. Kirk, this, of course, is where the first championship game of the playoff era was played.
Well, who could forget that? When Ohio State took care of Oregon to win the national championship for Urban Meyer. And this game, like you said, I think it just seems to...
Pressured and dropped back at the 8-yard line.
Now, that's how you get a playoff game started for a defense. You come up with a huge sack like that, get this offense behind the sticks.
From their own 8-yard line now, it's 2nd and long. Pressure comes, and once again, no escape.
Well, Chris, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. We're still adjusting, trying to get ready to start this game. That's back-to-back sacks to start the football game. And now, how'd you like to face this third down if you're the quarterback after getting sacked the first 2 plays?
So a tricky situation here. 3rd and very long inside your own 20. How much of a risk do you take? You know, this defense could be very aggressive at this moment. He stopped short of the marker, so it's 4th down now. The Dogs will line up to boot it away. It's a rough series for the offense, and now he's on to punt it away. Gets the kick away from his own end zone. When he's got some space here. And the coverage team able to bring the returner to the ground. So the BYU Cougars offense takes the field. The first chance we had to see them today. All right, Kirk, let's take a quick look at the impact players for today's game and how they're going to affect the outcome.
These are your leaders on the field and in the locker room. These are your go-to guys, not only when you need a play to be made, but also when you need somebody to rally your team.
They flip it to him on the jet sweep. They get him down, but not before he moves the football to the 32.
Here early in the game, the defense right away realizes what they're up against. Having an opportunity to move this receiver around to give him a chance to get out in space are the plays that can really cause a defensive coordinator headaches.
Runner finding some space there. That's a solid gain on the ground.
Great job by the offensive line here, opening up some holes and giving the running back room to run on 1st down. Plays like this can open up the playbook for the play caller, allow him to make that defense think, are they going to run? Maybe play action, maybe throw the ball downfield.
BYU getting set for their 1st and 10 now. Quarterback changing the play now at the line. On 1st and 10 here, looking to throw the ball. Incomplete, and that shot to the end zone.
Chris, the defense catches a break here. They got behind coverage, looked like a big play, if not a touchdown, and the receiver just dropped the ball.
2nd down after the incompletion. They snap it. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Receiver makes the catch. The defense grabs him after the completion. He's just short of a first down. And they convert here on third down in the red zone. This is a 4-point type of play, touchdown or field goal. And they'll make it into the end zone. Touchdown, Brigham Young.
Chris, it's a great touchdown run here by this back. With the continuity, this offensive line was on display, and that's the reason he was able to get into the end zone.
BAT is good. They jump in front, 7-0. Kickoff team is on the field to boot this one away. Returner looking to make a play here. And he stopped at the 20, trying to make something happen, but that's good coverage there. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. They were held to a quick 3-and-out last time, looking to put together a positive drive here. Handoff in a single back formation. And the senior able to make the stop after a short gain.
Chris, you know, the spread era over the years has always grown offensively, but I've been always impressed with defenses that really build their defense to play in space, still have an ability to be sound at the line of scrimmage and defend a running game. It's exactly what we saw right there.
Catch made on the left side. They make the tackle, but that pass creates a solid gain. So from the 28-yard line, it's a third and manageable here. And the wideout goes in motion. It's press coverage now from these DBs. Looking to pick up the first down through the air. They tackle him at the 38. Solid gain. Nice play there. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. How aggressive do you get on 1st and 10? There's the handoff. Tackle made after a nice pickup on the play.
Chris, a really good job here by this back to be able to find that hole and pick up the yards for this first down. And boy, Georgia's had some good backs over the years, and this young man is living up to that tradition today.
Makes a quick grab. And they get him down after the completion.
Chris, it's so easy to get excited about the receivers on the outside and their ability to make big plays, but the slot receivers are just as exciting, especially with their finesse, quickness, and ability to make guys miss in the middle of that field.
Motion now from the tight end. Grab behind the line. It's Henry. And he's tackled for a loss after the catch. The defense all over that one. Third down play now, trying to keep this impressive drive going. Dropping back, looking to throw for the first down. Quarterback escapes the pocket. And he picks up the first down, tackled at the 32.
This is why I love the quarterbacks that can make things happen. Here you have an opportunity to try to create. Nothing's there, play breaks down. Instead of just throwing it away, he sits back, sees nothing downfield, decides to be able to pick up the first down by himself. Aggressive run to pick up the first, keep this drive moving.
Dogs looking to take advantage of this red zone trip. It's the wide receiver coming in motion now. From inside the red zone, they're looking to throw. Pass caught. There's a loss after the completion. That's a good play by the defense. Second down play coming up for this offense. Off the play fake, looking to throw the football. Tipped and then dropped. A chance to make a play, but instead it's third down.
Some players just have a real knack for timing their jump, and that defender was able to get a big pull on the ball and bat it away.
Drops back, looking to throw for it on third down. Oh, he misfires again, 3 in a row. And here comes the field goal unit onto the field. No problem, knocks it right through.
Oh, Chris, it's a nice kick here to polish off that drive with at least 3 points up on the board.
And here's the fair catch by the return man. Here comes the BYU offense back out on the field. They reached the end zone the last time out, trying to do the same thing here. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Snags the quick throw. Defense reacts quickly, a very short gain on the play. Here's the second down play. Quarterback checks the defensive look, makes some adjustments. Looking to pass here on second down. He'll take a deep shot here. And the pass is dropped incomplete. Would have had a huge hit. Off the ball.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out the punishment, but here, he's the one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, he's unable to hold on to the football.
Offense will try to convert a 3rd and long from the 27. We'll see if the defense brings the blitz. And the motion by the back now forces the defense to adjust. And he'll drop back here on 3rd down. And that pass is hauled in over the middle. They bring him down, but he was fast enough to get that 1st down yardage. They bring him down, but wow, the freshman showing off the arm strength. And they'll run it out of the shotgun. They stop him after a 6-yard gain, so 2nd and 4.
I think this defense keeps thinking about them throwing the football, and by doing that, they're opening up running lanes. Good positive yards there by the running back.
And now the running back's got it again. Breaks loose at the 40. He's taken down, but that's a nice gain. They'll spot the ball now at the 35.
Every now and then, we see a really good run. We tend to focus on what other people did in order for that run to happen, what the offensive line did. Maybe the receivers are blocking good on the edge. Sometimes a running back is pretty good, too. And on that play, he picked up a lot of yards and made that happen with good effort.
Tackle is made at the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal right there. The Cougars line it up with 1st and goal. Here's the handoff on 1st and goal. And he runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, BYU.
Well, that's an example right there of what vision and patience and ability can do for a running back. He was on a mission to get into the end zone, and really, he made it look easy.
And they tack on the extra point. Looks like the returner will try and field this one. And it'll be tackled right at the 20. That's a good job by the coverage team. And the powerful Georgia offense is back out on the field. Difficult to win games kicking field goals. To cut into this lead, they got to find the end zone. Finds room at the 30. Breaks free down the left side. End zone ahead. The 10. To catch him.
What a touchdown. Anytime you see a play go for that many yards, everything has to come together. The offensive line did their job, the running back's vision and instincts and speed, and the play caller setting up the perfect personnel group, formation, and play call. It all came together, and they get the big score.
And the return man decides to signal fair catch. 1st down play call coming up. How aggressive will it be? And here's the handoff. Defense will make the stop, but it will probably be the final play of this opening quarter. And it's BYU in the lead. And the first quarter is in the books. What is a huge opportunity for both these programs to get a step closer to a national championship. Here we go. First play of the quarter. Offense setting up for a 2nd down play. Ball handed off. And he's brought down, but not before he gets 1st down yardage.
Because I just love to see this offensive line and this running game able to establish themselves. This back is already over 50 yards. We're in the first half, so really good job of establishing the run game. Opens up the play action, opens up one-on-one opportunities. Just keep winning.
Down he goes, a sack.
By this defensive lineman from Georgia using his hands and his speed to close in on the quarterback and come up with his sack. And they've had some great ones over the years, Chris, as you know, starting with our guy, David Pollack, who had as good a career in his time in Athens as anybody who's ever put on that uniform. Richard Seymour, a brilliant career with the Patriots, but it all started in Athens. Jalen Carter, just an enforcer up front. And I even throw in Geno Atkins, who had a great career in the interior of that Georgia defensive line.
He stopped and gets a first down.
Chris, that's another positive game for this offense, and this quarterback continues to show why he's had such a great year this year. When he has time to throw, he gets his feet set. He's as accurate as any quarterback in the country.
Quarterback finds a target on the right. It's complete. They bring down the receiver, but that's a nice gain on that play. Pass caught. Second down now. Using the ground game here. Tailback has the handoff. They stop him at the 23. This offense is getting close to the red zone.
You know, all week, the defensive coordinator told us about the quarterback. He told us about the receivers and how they're going to throw the football. But, man, they better get locked in on stopping this run game because that was a big-time game.
And that's a solid game before the defense is able to bring him down.
You know, the good thing about this play is it's not an explosive play, but it really gives you a chance now to be able to pick up the first down here on this next play.
And there's the handoff. And he's brought down, but he does have enough for the first down.
Chris, it's the consistency of this back is giving this defense fits. They've got to come up with some changes up front. This guy's already over 50 yards, and if he keeps running the way he is, not only is he having a great day, but it's going to give this quarterback a chance to hit some big plays downfield off play action.
Coming to the line on second down, this is important. They want to avoid a third and long. And a decent gain there before the defense brings him down. An important third down conversion coming here in the red zone. On third and short, they hand the ball off. And they stop him just short of the end zone. The offense set up with a first and goal now. And the Cougars line up. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Brigham Young. That kind of execution, a long drive, that's why this team made it to the college football playoff.
That's exactly right. Being able to mix in the run with the pass, picking up first downs, and eventually coming up with the touchdown. That is a tough thing to do, and they made it look easy.
Turner trying to create good field position. He's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. The last possession was a one-play touchdown drive on the ground. See if the offensive line can continue to create some big lanes. First play of the drive, he looks left for a completion. Heads out of bounds after a solid gain, more than enough to pick up a first down. So quickly all the way up to the 36 in his first down. And now the handoff. It's a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 coming up.
See, that's how you limit what an offense wants to do. This time, the defense just won the battle up front at the line of scrimmage, not giving up any big plays. Everybody's gap sound. It's really solid defense on that play.
And he pulls in the catch. They make the tackle there, but a penalty marker is on the field. Let's see what that's about. Pretty easy call for the head coach. He will accept that penalty, of course. 2nd down play coming up. Quarterback looking to connect with the receiver here. Fires it to the wideout. He's got an open man downfield, and it's caught. He has first down yardage at the 46. The Dogs come to the line to set a fresh set of downs. Tight end makes the grab. Breaks loose at the 40. And a big gain down near the 29. They're threatening.
Really good route here by the receiver, but I love the quarterback's ability to look off that safety and make that throw. And that's part of the quarterback's job here when you play in Athens for this Georgia offense. They've had some great quarterbacks over the years. Guys like Matthew Stafford and Aaron Murray, and more recently Jake Fromm, and of course Stetson Bennett, who won back-to-back national championships. And what they're seeing today from this quarterback, they got to be very proud of.
Quarterback looking to throw it on second down. And he's going to fling it deep, going for it all here. Intercepted in the end zone. So the BYU offense comes back out onto the field. Great possession last time. They punch it into the end zone. Can the defense come up with a stop this time? Lets it go as he's being hit. Catch made. It's a big play inside the 30. And he takes it all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, BYU.
What a touchdown here by this offense. I'm going to tell you something. This is what separates the men from the boys right here as a quarterback. He knows he's going to get hit. Looks downfield, keeps his eyes focused, makes the throw, takes the hit, and they get the touchdown. Beautiful.
Looks like he's going to bring this out. And he's brought down at the 16. Would have been better off leaving it in the end zone for a touchback. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. They're in a hole here before they have a chance to regroup at halftime. Let's see if they can cut into this big lead. First play of the drive, they'll come out throwing. On the run, he'll let it go. Finds a receiver in the middle of the field. Tackle made after a big gain. The Bulldogs will hustle to the line here to run the hurry up. On 1st and 10, they'll look to throw it. And it's complete downfield. The timeout is called to talk strategy. Close game here as we approach halftime. Pass complete for a first down. The offense gets a fresh set of downs. Quarterback sets up, looking for an open man. It's a quick grab. They make the tackle, but not before a solid gain on that pass. That completion makes it second and short. Looking to throw it again. Lets it fly to the wideout. And he's got it. They bring him down, but an explosive play by this offense. Big gain.
You know, this is what makes this receiver so dangerous. If you play him in man, he can run by you for a big play. You decide to sit back in zone, and he's got the savvy and instincts to be able to find that soft spot in the zone, make a catch, and be dangerous after the catch as well.
The offense will call a timeout. That's their second of the half. So down here in the red zone, every yard tough to find. Here is a crucial play coming up. And he drops back in the gun. He'll try a pass here. And he makes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia.
Love to watch this quarterback go out and execute in this kind of situation. He's doing a great job of ignoring the scoreboard and feeling a sense of pressure to have to play with more urgency. Right now, he's executing. We're only in the second quarter. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
And the fair catch signaled for and taken. Here comes the BYU offense back out on the field. Last time out, a one-play touchdown drive through the air. Can they keep it going here? A pop pass on the jet sweep. A gain of 2 yards. Now it's second down and 8. And a quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Empty set now, 5 wide. Second down, we're going to throw it. Receiver looks it in. It's complete. Ball carrier heads out of bounds, but the pickup is good enough to move the chains. First down. Offense keeps moving. It's a completion for a first down. From the shotgun, drops back. Quick throw to his receiver. Makes the catch downfield. An explosive play across midfield all the way to the 41. Offense stops the clock with their second timeout to talk strategy. The offense comes back out there. Not much time left. Perhaps just time for a couple plays before the half. Pre-snap motion from the receiver. And looking to throw now on first down. And that's incomplete. Just 8 seconds remaining now.
Most offensive coaches will be happy taking those 50-50 shots against man coverage. But I'm curious to see if they're going to test this DB again after that coverage.
Look at this. He'll go deep again. Incomplete, just 3 seconds left. Time for one more play.
Well, you can see what happens when you try to squeeze it into a tight window. An incompletion, probably the best result you could have hoped for, because an interception is the most likely outcome anytime you throw into double coverage.
Quarterback making some changes at the line. He'll take a deep shot. Intercepted right near the end zone. What a play. And he'll be brought down as time runs out here in the first half. Miller's going to wrap up the first half here. Let's kick it now to Kevin Connors with our halftime update. The Bulldogs will kick it away to get us going in the second half. This one will be fair caught. Here comes the BYU offense back out on the field. First play of the drive, they're going to throw the football. Looks over the middle, and that's complete. They get him down, but the game moves the ball up to the 36.
Chris, much like we saw in the first half, this quarterback can put the ball right on the money. Now, you know the defensive coordinator at halftime spent all the time he could with his secondary to come up with answers on how to try to slow this guy down.
He gains 9, so it's 2nd and 1.
I tell you, to be able to pick up a nice gain like that, those offensive linemen have to sustain their blocks. Gave him a chance at a really nice gain.
He's going to hand this off. Looks like BYU will have the first down.
Hey, it's not a lot, but you know what? It's enough for the first down. Move those sticks and keep this drive going.
First down and 10 now. Back now goes in motion. Defense will have to adjust. And he's brought down, but they went backwards after the completion. Good work by the defense. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play, so we'll take a timeout. The offense with 5 receivers now, empty backfield. Quarterback looking to pass here on second down. Makes a quick catch. They get him down, but the gain moves the ball to the +40.
Well, we saw a lot of this in the first half. They go right back to him again. We can see the second half, that same trend continuing. If I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm rolling my coverage. Get a corner up in his face and put a safety back behind him. Some kind of double coverage to slow this guy down.
You make the tackle, but the gain moves the ball to the 28. BYU getting set with a 1st and 10 now. Quarterback drops back, probing the secondary. Running back grabs it on a screen. Stopped right there at the line, no gain. And a player is down injured after that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check him out. Offense getting set, 2nd down play here. And he'll set up to throw. Delivers from the pocket, complete over the middle. They make the stop, but not before a solid gain that time.
How about the offense here dialing up a good zone beater? Let's give credit to the coordinator for calling the right play at the right time and the receiver finding the hole in that zone.
Checks this down to the running back. Brought down at the 3-yard line, but this offense now has a 1st down and goal right there. And the Cougars looking to finish the drive here. It's 1st and goal. Quick pass. Here comes a jet sweep. The tackle is made, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what that's about. Offside defense.
What I always love to see on these offsides call is when they're always pointing at each other. You know, he did it. I didn't do it. Put it on him. Well, we know this time it's on the defense. They're going to make the right call.
He powers into the end zone. Touchdown for Brigham Young. See if they can convert the point after. The extra point is good. They stretch the lead a little bit more. The kickoff team on the field now as they get set to send this one away. And it's fielded. Returner trying to create a big play here. And he's tackled at the 21. That's where the drive will start. And the powerful Georgia offense is back out on the field. The last possession, they really had the passing game clicking. Moved right down the field for a touchdown. Fighting off the defender. That one takes it across the 30-yard line.
Man, you know, the back gets a lot of the attention here. He's a good back. I love to see that offensive line win the battle of the line of scrimmage.
Play action fake. Looking to throw. He's moving out of the pocket now. Extending the play now. Slides to avoid the big hit.
Defense does a great job of taking everything away downfield. This quarterback wanted to take a shot, but nothing is there. The only problem is they didn't account for him taking off and running, so he picks up the first down.
Offense getting set up. Here's second down. Takes it inside the 40. They get him down, but the game moves the ball to the 37.
Just a really good ball here to be able to pick up this first down for the Georgia offense. And, you know, being able to have a balanced attack, so important in modern college football, and Georgia does that as well as anybody.
The offense with some pre-snap eye candy. Here's a quick throw off the play fake. Getting set. Here's second down. Keeping it on the ground here. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 2.
That's a great play all around by this defense. Your first-level defenders hold their own at the point of attack, allowing the second and third-level players to roam free and make the tackle close to the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun now on third down. Can't hold on. Good defensive play brings up a fourth down. So they're short on fourth down, and the coach decides to trot out the field goal team. And he's made it from 50 yards out, showing off the deep range. So after the field goal, the kicker out there again to boot it away.
Boy, this guy has such a strong leg. No problem. Up into the net from 50 plus.
So the BYU offense comes back out of the field. Remember last time they scored a touchdown. Can they keep clicking here, or will the defense come up with a stop? First down. Looking to throw the football. Looking for the tight end, and it's caught. That completion. Handoff from the shotgun. They'll stop him behind the line for a loss of 1.
This running back's had a big night, kind of night you dream about, but the defense finally steps up and gets to him behind the line of scrimmage.
Offense needing to keep this drive alive. It's a third down play. They'll run it from the gun. Only gets a couple of yards there. It'll bring up fourth down. Check this out. Offense going for it inside their own 40. Back goes in motion now. Let's see how the defense adjusts. Fourth down, looking to throw for it. He's got it. And that is enough for a first down. Brought down, but it's past the line to gain.
Boy, that conversion right there was an absolute dart by the quarterback, hitting his receiver, and the ball comes out that fast to put so much pressure on the defense to locate the football, let alone trying to get their hands on it.
An inside give now from the shotgun. Getting close to midfield now. They bring him down to the 47.
Well, much like what we saw in the first half, Chris, in this playoff game, no adjustments, go right back to giving this running back the football. He's had a monster day and continues to get positive yards.
From the shotgun, it's a handoff. There's the tackle, but first down yardage. Offense coming to the line. They might have a chance for a couple more plays before we reach the end of the quarter. BYU has the lead here, Kirk. Sitting in a pretty good spot as you wrap up the third quarter, trying to keep those national championship hopes alive. Let's take a quick look at the game sets where we have a chance. All right, here comes the fourth quarter. Everything to play for here. Who is going to stay alive, survive, and advance in the college football playoff? This BYU offense is quickly moving down the field. Moving the receiver around pre-snap. They flip it to him on the jet sweep. He's inside the 40. Breaks clear. End zone ahead. They bring him down, but a big chunk of yardage on the play. Looks like a player is down injured at that last play. We'll take a timeout while they check it out. BYU getting set for the 1st and 10 now. The sophomore able to bring him down quickly. Coming to the line on 2nd down. This is important. They want to avoid a 3rd and long. A pop pass on the jet sweep. Defense gets him down, but they'll take the gain on that play. Crucial 3rd down coming up in the red zone. Can he keep the drive going, or will they have to settle for 3? Offense moving receivers around now before the snap. Makes the catch. Can he get in? Brought down at the 3, but that's enough for a 1st and goal. They can put the game away right here. It's 1st and goal. And they're trying to punch it in here. Well, they test the middle there, but get nothing.
It was an excellent effort by this defense, just staying in their run fits, holding their own at the line of scrimmage, and then making a tackle. Offense just couldn't get enough of a push to get any yards at all.
This drive was already chewed more than 3 minutes off the clock. They'll come up on 2nd down now. They'll try to run this one in. Touchdown, BYU. And the route is on. That's another touchdown for this running back. They can't stop him. Dream performance in this playoff game.
Yeah, this is going to be a performance we're going to be talking about for a long time. I just love watching because he's doing it in so many different ways. We've seen speed. We've seen his physicality. He's breaking tackles. Boy, just an absolute dream scenario, as you said.
The returner coughs up the football inside their own 20. Offense recovers the fumble, maintains possession. And the Georgia offense is back out on the field. They were fortunate to get points on the last possession because of a long-range field goal. Pressure is coming. Escapes the pocket. Quarterback gets down to avoid the tackle.
Chris, watch him work through his progressions here. Finds the 1st and the 2nd option aren't there. By the 3rd option, he's got to pull it down and try to pick up some positive yards, in which he did, and then he slides down to avoid the big hit.
Receiver makes the grab. He's tackled quickly, but the yardage is good enough for the 1st down. Dogs come up to the line to crank the tempo up here. Here comes a 1st down pass attempt. And he lofts it toward the sideline. And he's got it down there inside the 35. Big chunk play. This offense operating at peak efficiency.
Hey, listen, this game isn't over yet. The defense can't get too comfortable with this lead. And I know the coach isn't content with giving up plays like that at any point in the game.
Looking for the wideout. Who makes the grab? Tackle made after a big gain. Georgia now operating in the red zone. Looking to throw yet again. Defense is coming after him. And that's incomplete. Even on a 1st down pass attempt, he felt heavy pressure.
And I talk to defensive coordinators all over the country, and they're quick to point out the term affecting the quarterback. They kind of almost get offended when you want to talk to them about sacks. Sometimes it's just about getting into his face, affecting his vision. It's exactly what they did right here.
On 3rd down, he drops to throw. Quarterback leaves the pocket on the move now. Touchdown, Bulldogs. This offense cannot be stopped. Empty backfield now as they go for 2. That's why he's a dangerous scrambler. The quarterback says, I'm just going to end this scoring drive right here. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, and
they've got him. It's a sack. 2-point try fails, and they can't cut into the lead. I believe they're going to line up here and go for the onside kick. It looks like the hands team were able to recover the football. Here comes the BYU offense back out on the field. This group has been clicking. They really built momentum in the defense and make adjustments. Come up with a stop here. This line getting set up. It's a first down play. And they'll work the clock here by keeping it on the ground. And the defense able to hold him there to a short gain. Looks like a man is down on the field after the last play. So second down after that previous play. Here's some pre-snap movement in the backfield. And the freshman brings him down quickly. An important third down attempt for this offense. Motion by the back will make the defense adjust. And that's the 2-minute warning as this offense tries to work the clock, getting closer now to an impressive victory. So looks like they'll bring the field goal unit onto the field. And a chance here to build the lead, make it a 3-score game in the final quarter. This one is right through, and they add to their lead. Set for the kickoff here after adding to this big lead.
Boy, this guy had plenty of leg here, too. Chris, you remember the days when a kick from 50-plus was a major accomplishment? Now these guys knock these out like they're almost automatic.
And the returner will be brought down. And the Bulldogs offense is back out on the field. Well, this has been a disappointment. They've had their doors blown off here, just playing for pride at this point. Looking to throw it on first down. Catch hauled in here over the middle. They bring him down quickly, a short pitch and catch to get a little bit closer to the marker. Pass complete. It's second down now. On the shotgun, drops back looking for an open man. He pulls in the catch. Tackle made to the 41. That's a nice gain, getting closer to midfield. Completion good for first down yardage for this offense.
We'll see if the defense stays in zone after that big play. If they can change things up on this drive and get a little bit more aggressive.
Will be taken down, but he crosses midfield to the 48. Tackle is made, but the junior quarterback shows off his arm strength that time. On first and 10, looking to throw. Fires it to the wideout. Physical defending. That one falls incomplete. Brings up second down. And the quarterback looking to make a play through the air. There's a screen pass to the running back. They'll actually lose yardage after the catch. The defense all over it that time. Looking to chuck it again. Going for a big play downfield. Deep ball is caught for a huge gain here. No stopping and takes it all the way. Touchdown, Dogs.
Man, I love this. Chris, I don't think they're going to have a chance to come all the way back. But here we are, under 2 minutes to go, and they continue to show some fight. And then, you know what? Who knows? Maybe you cover an onside kick and you get right back in it.
Formation would indicate they're going to try the onside kick here. And the hands team able to make the crucial recovery. brings the BYU offense back out on the field. They got points on the board last time thanks to a long-range field goal. Change of direction. And now it's the defense that calls timeout here, trying to get organized and preserve as much clock as possible. There's the snap, and he just takes a knee. Well, the coaches kind of expected it to be this kind of game, an offensive show. Who's going to make one more play at the end to get the win, and they did it.
Yeah, you mentioned the coaches. I think we had a feeling that this game had a chance to get into at least the 30s, and we weren't disappointed. These offenses came to play, but you're right. One defense made some plays when they had to, and the other one didn't. Simple as that.
And that is going to wrap it up. We enjoyed this one here. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Chris Fowler, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.